What's good, family? Tonight we got a special guest. We talking about, one of the major figures in the city of Houston, a man that drops a lot of gems, you know what I'm saying? He's a man of God, a father, a husband, entrepreneur, and many more other things, man. Mike, how you living? How you feeling, man?
Man, I'm good, man. Bro, that was a hell of an intro, man. That was dope. I appreciate you, man. I'm good, though.
Nah, for sure. Congratulations on everything that already happened, what's going on now, and what's planned for you in the future, man.
Man, I appreciate it. Likewise for you, too. You know, I see you working.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? I seen you working. But I appreciate you for having me, though.
Yes, sir. So what's been going on lately, man?
Man, working. Working on these TVs. Getting ready to relaunch the clothing brand.
Mm-hmm.
You know, of course, the podcast. Just working, man. Just working.
Already. So I want to start at the beginning, where you come from. In order to understand where a person is now and the mindset they have, you got to understand the journey they went through, the beginning, where they come from.
Yeah.
So where are you from? What city and what neighborhood did you grow up in?
You got time, bro?
Yes, sir.
Like I told you, I don't really just be,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? But when you reached out to me, man, I said, man, I'm going to do this with you. Bro, I'm originally from Nigeria, bro. You know what I'm saying? I was born in Africa. I came here when I was 6 years old. That was the last time I seen my mama or my daddy physically, ever again. You know what I'm saying? I had a cousin. We was raised like twins. We was inseparable. You know what I'm saying? We 23 days apart. Her daddy was my uncle, my mama's brother. And he was down here. He had moved down here to the U.S. and he was a police officer. And he got killed trying to help somebody. Change a tire. A lady on the side of the road. So when he got killed, my cousin's mama was already here too, but she was back in Nigeria with me, and they was getting ready to send her here. And my granny was like, man, we can't separate them. So it was supposed to be a temporary thing. So I ended up moving out here with her. When I got with her, it was cool at first, but you got to understand, bro, like I'm 6 years old.
Yeah.
I'm in a different country. This is my first time ever meeting my auntie, bro. I never knew her before, so I'm in a foreign land and everything's foreign. The only sense of normalcy that I have is my cousin. You get what I'm saying? The one that came out here with me. That's the only person I know out here. So, I ended up jumping in the second grade. We was on the Southwest. I'm really from the Southwest. Wood Fair, Club Creek area, you know what I'm saying? All that. I ended up going to school out here. I was getting in trouble. In the second grade, it was this white boy that I was cool with named Aaron. And his daddy had a gun. And he was, you know how kids be, man, my dad got a gun, And I'm like, man, your daddy ain't got no gun. You know what I'm saying? And he ended up bringing a gun to school. You know what I'm saying? I was already a troubled child because when I first got out here, I couldn't speak English.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I used to get picked on all the time. So from the time I got here, I was fighting in school. Back then they used to crack jokes, African booty scratches, and you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And everybody would laugh, and I was really ashamed of that shit. So for a long time, I didn't even want people to know I was Nigerian.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But anyway, in the second grade, I ended up getting kicked out of school, man. Aaron brought a gun to school. We was in the stall. You know how back then everybody had to line up to go to the restroom?
Yeah.
While everybody else back in class, we still in the restroom in the stall. So when the teachers come looking for us, they open the stall, I got the gun. It ain't my gun or nothing, you know what I'm saying? I ended up getting kicked out of school. So my aunt at the time, she only had daughters. I was the only boy, and I guess it was too much for her, so she sent me to my other uncle that was out here. He was young, you know what I'm saying, like 21, 22. He was still a kid, but I didn't understand it at the time. I ended up having to go live with him. That nigga wasn't responsible at all, bro. He wasn't responsible, and he was abusive.
Oh.
That nigga, like seeing the African culture, like that whooping and chastising shit was real big, you know what I'm saying? So any little thing I did, I got a whooping for it. Any little thing, bro, any little thing. I was always in trouble. I was always in constant fear because of just this, bro, all this shit is new to me, bro. You gotta keep in mind, I'm not from this country. I don't have my mama, I don't have my daddy, I ain't got nobody, bro, it's just me. You know what I'm saying? So, that nigga, he was, like I said, he wasn't responsible. We cool now. My Uncle Charles, shout out, man. You know, you really made me the person that I am. You gave me the strength that I have now, whether you realize it or not. But for like 3 years, bro, I ain't go to school. I be in up, he was grinding. Yeah. That was the first person I ever seen a bag full of money in my life with. That was the first person I ever seen a duffel bag full of cocaine, bricks of cocaine, was him. You get what I'm saying? So, like, he'll be out of town, New York, Detroit, and I'm just there. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I just be in the apartment. Him putting me in school wasn't no priority to him. So from the 2nd to the 5th grade, bro, for 3 years I wasn't in school. I taught myself how to read by watching Sesame Street and reading Rainbow. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. After those 3 years, like I said, he wasn't responsible, so I was malnutrition. I didn't have food all the time, you know, because it'd be periods of time. He was a kid, so he didn't know how to raise me. Nobody, I just got dumped on him. Yeah. You get what I'm saying? So his girlfriend ended up taking me to her sister's house, you know what I'm saying? And they ended up adopting me. That was in Heather Glen and Acres Home. That's how I ended up on the North. I took a test, and the first time I took the test, I passed the test. And I was able to get back in school in the 5th grade. So yeah, that's how I ended up out here.
Man, and I know when you first moved, it was like a culture shock. Yeah. You're trying to figure everything out, as a kid, you know, you way different from everybody else. So it's like you're trying to blend in, you're trying to camouflage.
Yeah.
It's like due to certain, because you know, kids, they're not conscious about certain things they say when it comes to other people's feelings or people's background. So I know you dealt with hella trauma, hella fights and shit like that, man. Yeah. So do you remember anything from Nigeria or you feel like?
Yeah, very, very vaguely. Uh-huh. You know what I'm saying? My mom and my dad was well off. That's how they was able to afford to be able to send me out here. Yeah. So back home, I had a good life, man. Like, this ain't no cap or nothing, man. Like, my bedroom was probably the size of some people's apartment. Yeah. I don't come from, you know what I'm saying, like a bad background like that. You know what I'm saying? I come from good people. Yeah. It wasn't until I got here that survival kicked in, the survival instincts. You know what I'm saying? But I remember very vaguely, though.
Yeah, for sure. So, Acres Home, Texas, man.
Yeah.
When was your first moment, like when you realized, like, damn, man, I'm in the trenches, like, this is a little different?
See, shout out to Julia and Willie. They both passed away now, man. Mm-hmm. But they were great adoptive parents. You know what I'm saying? They was good people. They was Christians. But like Heather Glen was kind of like the suburbs, kind of. Mm-hmm. So I didn't get at that time, I'm like 11, 12. I didn't get a chance to really see too much. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So when I got to Antoine and Govbank, yeah, that's when I was like, oh shit, this the shit that be going on in movies and stuff.
How old were you around that time?
When I first got to Antoine and Govbank, it was like, the first time was like 13.
13?
Yeah.
And around that time, what were you into? Were you into sports, music? What were you into, man?
Yeah, I was into sports a little bit. You know what I'm saying? But at the time, that wasn't my thing. I was a straight A student, man. You know what I'm saying? In the 6th grade, a dude named Anthony Robbins, he's a motivational speaker right now, one of the biggest. He offered me and the people that had the top grades a scholarship to go to any college in the world as long as we graduated and kept the C average. You know what I'm saying? But being that I was always fighting because I was always being picked on, like when I first got here, I wasn't cool, I was lame, you know what I'm saying? or so you say, because people didn't understand who I was or whatever. You know, even when I moved out here to the north side, I was still trying to get adjusted because I wasn't really exposed to rap music. I wasn't exposed to what was going on. Where I was with my uncle, it was only 3 channels. Channel 8, Channel 2, and I think 39. Them the only 3 channels that I had. You know what I'm saying? That's when you used to have to click, 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 you know what I'm saying? Those TVs. So when I got out here to the north side, I got exposed to a lot more than I would have back then. Yeah. And me fighting, I got into a fight, I won the fight, niggas started wanting to be cool after that, so I was like, oh shit, you know, this is what I need to do, you know what I'm saying? So I thought that getting in trouble, I was trying to fit in like you said, bro. So I thought getting in trouble was the way to go. And I took that route.
Yeah. And that's how life is, especially when we get into a certain environment. It's like we can come from a loving, overprotective, God-fearing family, but it's like the environment takes a toll on us. And we all, like, you know, fall victim to the crowd sometimes, but sometimes some of us take it a little further, you know, due to certain situations. So 13 years old, 13, 14, you off Antoine. Let's fast forward a little bit to high school, man. What was life like when you was in high school? Was you you know, fly? Was you into dressing and doing other things like that?
I was trying to find my way, bro. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like my adoptive parents, they wasn't well off, but they wasn't poor neither. So, you know, it was like we'll have the good stuff, or sometimes we'll have duckhead, you know. But I tried to stay fly. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't trying to, you know, man, we in high school. Yeah. Nigga ain't trying to be lame, you know. But yeah, man. Yeah, I try to keep myself together.
For sure. So at what age did you like take like a different route? What led you to, you know what I'm saying, getting incarcerated, getting in trouble?
I was robbing since I was in high school. People just didn't know it.
Yeah.
I was just quiet with it. See, I chose to leave the house in high school. So I made my situation harder for me. So when I was 13, right, I ain't fully jumped off the porch at 13, but that's when that light sparked. At 13, I had been working the whole summer. Right next door to us was a white dude named Dean Wilburn. And for the whole summer, I worked. I ain't spent no money or nothing. I was the only black person that worked at that restaurant. I started out being a busboy, then I ended up waiting tables and everything. I used to make at least $250 or more every day in tips. I wasn't doing nothing. I just saved everything, you know. But so I ended up buying a car. When I bought a car, they was, like I said, they good people, they Christians. That's why you got to do everything by the book. A lot of times the stuff that they was telling me I ain't want to hear, but it was the truth. I just didn't want to accept it, just like our kids nowadays. Yeah. But I bought a car. I ain't have no license. I ain't have no registration. I ain't know nothing about insurance. I ain't know nothing about none of that shit. All I knew was, man, my partners got cars. They pulling up to school in a car. I'm finna go get me a car. I got a car. Now I'm thinking that she's gonna be proud of me because I got a car. So I pull up to the house in the car. She, you know, I done went in my room and everything. She looking out the driveway and she like, hey, whose car is that out there? I'm like, yeah, you know, my chest out, it's my car. She like, where you get it from? I'm like, I bought it, you know. I always work. You know what I'm saying? I always had work ethic, you know. So when I told her it was my car, she was like, man, you ain't got no license, nothing. You got to get it out the yard. And I was like, man, I just bought the car, you know. And to me, that crushed my dream. So when she told me, hey, I got to get it out the yard, I was like, no, I'm not going to, you know. For a while, I kept it around the corner at the dude house I bought it. You know what I'm saying? I'll get up in the morning, run around there to his house, get in the car, drive to school, come back. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But after a while, he like, hey, man, you can't keep your car in my yard. So when I brought it back home, she was like, hey, either the car go or you go. So that day I chose to leave. And when I left, what I didn't understand was like, bro, you got to keep in mind, I'm still learning how shit works here. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't just all the way hip yet. You know, so when I jumped off the porch, I ain't realized, like, I've never had to pay a bill before. You know what I'm saying? I had the money to get the apartment. I wasn't responsible enough to pay no bills. I ain't know what a light company was. I ain't know none of that shit. Things was different than how it is now. Yeah. You can steal lights. So if you cut my light off, you know what I'm saying? I'll pay somebody $25. They'll go back there, take the meter off, boom, 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 I got lights. So I wasn't responsible like that. But when the money started running low, I was around some older guys, and they was robbing. You know, they knew I had a job, and this ain't their fault or nothing like that, but, you know, they told me, hey, man, look, bro, you can get some money. So I decided to start robbing. And me robbing ended up to, you know, me getting incarcerated. And when I got incarcerated, while I was incarcerated, a lot of people say, man, I don't wish jail on my worst enemy, right? I do. And I say that wholeheartedly. I wish jail on a bunch of these motherfuckers. Wow. And that ain't to be evil. Yeah. But I'd rather for them to go to jail than to get killed the way they getting killed out here. Yeah. Bro, see, it's a lot that I didn't put in the middle. Bro, within them years, from like 14 to 17, bro, I was one of the most horrible kids out here. Anything went with me. I'm trying to survive. You know what I'm saying? I didn't understand the impact of me shooting you in front of everybody. I didn't understand the impact of me robbing. Man, the way that I got caught, it was this girl that I was in school with, man, and I robbed her mama. It was income tax time. I didn't know, I'm a kid, bro. I didn't even know people get income tax in this, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. But I robbed her mama, and her mama had like $8,000. Her mama don't know who I am, but my name was so dirty in these streets for robbing to the point where it automatically came to me. And it was true. That's how bad I was out here. So, me not knowing, man, that's them people money that was gonna help them get through. I fucked that money off. I gave it to my partners, but we busted down. We fucked that money off, man. You know what I'm saying? But when I ended up going to jail, I learned respect. I learned responsibility. I learned to value people. Because when I was in jail, I was upset that people wasn't writing me. But I had to take a look at myself and ask myself, man, were you somebody worth writing the way you treated people? I was a horrible friend. I was a horrible son. I was a horrible boyfriend. I was a horrible everything. And that me being in that cell, I ended up having to do like almost a year and a half in SEG by myself. That was an eye-opener. Bro, I knew I had fucked up because I was in jail inside of jail. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And when I got out, all those lessons that I had learned about being a man, you know, carrying yourself with respect, I just took those things out here with me. So when I say, hey man, some of these dudes need to go to jail, it'll save their life. Wow. You know what I'm saying? For real.
That's true, because, you know, I always say this, I'd rather say free than RIP. And like you said, and like, you know, other men who've been incarcerated said, like, when you sitting there behind the walls, you get to, you know, reevaluate everything you did, what you need to do better. You get to develop more because, you know, you sitting inside, you locked in. Yeah. You got some dudes who start to read and start to learn themselves how strong they are mentally, how weak they was mentally before they came in. And then you see the difference between, you know, how they were before they got incarcerated and afterwards. Because you got some who move more militant now, some who learn more from others. And like you said, you learned about respect. You learned about humility and things like that. So, like, did you, because I know you're a very spiritual person, you're a man of God, did you, like, start studying the Bible when you were incarcerated? Or just studying different things? Or was it after?
I found God when I was a kid. Because when you've been through what I've been through, see, my grandmother instilled God in me from a child, right? Who God was to her. So I use that as a foundation. Yeah. Being through all the stuff that I had been through, I didn't need nobody to tell me that God was real. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Man, I remember I was going to go rob this dude, right? He had just pulled up. He had just pulled in the gate. He ain't see me, bro. I wasn't no big statue, you know what I'm saying? Bro, I've always been, you know what I'm saying, small frame, but I was even smaller because I'm a kid.
Yeah.
And he didn't even see me, you know what I'm saying? Man, he pulled up, he had a Lincoln, a red Lincoln. He opened the door, and as soon as he opened the door, I drew down on him, right? I got a small revolver. I swear to God, this is the first time I've ever seen this in my life. Man, this dude had a pistol with 2 barrels on it. It wasn't no shotgun, it was a pistol. When I drew down on him, he drew down on me. And as soon as he drew down, he shot. Boom! It hit the car right next, the bullets hit the car right next to me. Bro, I'm right here. It ain't like I'm, you know what I'm saying? I knew, man, like God has always been with me.
Yeah.
So when it comes to my relationship, of course, while I was in prison, I read a lot. I read a lot about the Bible. You know, I started gaining understanding. They had a college that used to come in there. So I took the college courses to learn the Bible or whatever, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, I've always had a relationship with God, man.
Yeah.
You know, a real one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's powerful, and I can tell, man, you have God in you through the confidence, the wisdom that you give out to people, just the way you carry yourself, man, for real, man. So what books were you reading, you know, while you inside?
Man, I ain't gonna lie, the first book that I really read when I went in there that made an impact on me was the autobiography of Malcolm X.
Malcolm X, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Detroit Red.
Man. Yeah. So when I was in there, like I had heard about Malcolm X in school and shit, but I didn't really know like what type of, cause you know when you in school you learning that shit just to learn it. Yeah. So now I'm incarcerated. I got the book and I'm reading and I'm like, bro, cause I always thought that he was just like had his shit together the whole time. You know what I'm saying? So when I found out like bro was a pimp and all this other stuff, and he changed in prison. Mm-hmm. It was dudes that I'm reading a book and I'm paying attention because while I was incarcerated, I did some of my time hard. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? But when you know better, you do better. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? See, I went in there with that tough ass shit, not realizing these niggas will kill the fuck out of you, bro. The way you think you tough is somebody else that's willing to go the extra mile. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So while I was in there, I started slowing down and I started paying attention to what the older guys would say. So I would be around a bunch of the older guys. And I started understanding, like, bro, the stuff that they was telling me was the stuff that the guy that was teaching Malcolm was telling him while he was incarcerated. Yeah. When I read that Malcolm X was the only person up to date that I had knew at that time, that had read the whole dictionary from the front to the back, knew every word and how to use it and how to spell it, that fascinated me. And that opened my mind up to wanting to read more. And from then, I just started reading any type of literature I could get my hands on. Yeah.
Yeah, I like the autobiography of Malcolm X because it shows like who he was as a person when he started. It talks about him being the smartest kid in the class when he the only black kid in class. And, you know, the teacher and basically like the principal, whatever, down talking him or kids laughing at him. Him becoming the class president. Him, you know, becoming a hustler, dealing with white women and everything, and just evolving to the person he was. Yeah. So yeah, man, shout out to Brother Haley, rest in peace to Haley and Malcolm X, man. That book for sure can change a lot of lives once a lot of brothers start picking up that book and reading it. Yeah. For sure. So do you feel like your story is kind of similar to his?
In a way. Yeah. Yeah, in a way. I've never been dumb, man. I just made bad choices. I made bad decisions. Yeah. Those bad decisions led to bad consequences. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, I can see the resemblance.
Yeah. And man, I respect, you know what I'm saying, you being transparent and honest about, you know, about your upbringing and you being very smart, because it's a lot of kids out here and it's a lot of brothers, you know, from generation to generations who were very smart, who could have, you know, who had a bright future in front of them, but due to certain choices, you know, they had to basically pay the price, the consequences for it. Yeah. And you know, some ended up changing their lives, and some, you know, ain't never really shake back from what they've been through and stuff like that. Yeah. So, how long were you incarcerated? How much time did you do?
altogether a total of 10 years.
10 years.
My first time I did 6 years. I came home for a year, and I went right back.
So did you go right back for the same thing or something different? Right?
I went back for something different. I went back for drugs.
Yeah.
When I first came home, I made a lot of broken promises to myself and God. You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm the way I am now. I said a lot of things, even to the people that did believe in me, man. I made a lot of broken promises that I wasn't really keeping. And, you know, I came home. I was trying to do the right thing, but then I came home and started selling drugs and ended up catching the case, moving too fast.
So God was basically telling you, I ain't ready for you to, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, crash out.
Yeah, I gotta put you back in this situation until you learn.
Yeah.
So what did you learn this time, after getting incarcerated the second time?
So when I came home, like, before I went to jail, I had never rapped before.
Yeah.
Slim, Stay, my nigga. Lamario, my nigga. J-Dog, my nigga.
Yeah.
50, my nigga. Shout out to the other twin locked up. Bro, these was my niggas.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we went to the same school and everything. These niggas, like, me and the twins, we was like in the streets. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, people used to think we was triplets at school because they said we all looked alike.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But we was already like young in clubs and shit like that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So when I got locked up, I had never seen like nobody that I knew on TV. And when while I was incarcerated, I seen Slim and them on TV. So me seeing Slim and them on TV, I was like, bro, that's my nigga.
Yeah.
On MTV, still tipping.
Yeah.
That changed my, you know what I'm saying? That changed my outlook, man. So I just started, I got with it then.
For sure, man. So I see that you're a father, man. Were you a father around the time you first got out, or did you start having kids after you got out the second time?
No, I started having kids late. I had my first child at 27. But being honest, I wasn't ready to be a father. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And I can be honest and say this, man. I really did. I did what I thought a father should be, but I wasn't a father.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
you provided, but it's like certain times you were missing out on certain things.
Everything.
Yeah.
I thought providing was the only thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So the birthday parties, because you got to understand, I'm just getting out of jail.
Yeah.
I had never rapped before. So while I'm locked up, I'm writing songs. I come home and it's going down.
Yeah.
I got songs with Jim Jones. I'm everywhere. Man. I'm hosting Sucker Free with Sucker Free on MTV with Powwow. Yeah. We all in Dallas. Like, bro, it's going down. So I got a child. Me being a father at the time wasn't my priority. My thing was, man, let me get on and then I can buy more. Because I thought that's what a father should be. Yeah. So yeah, when I first started having kids, I had just came home, and I really wasn't really responsible enough to have a child at the time, but I did.
Yeah. Do you think it was from the trauma you dealt with that just had you that way when you were a father, like, being away from your parents at a young age and dealing with, your uncle, like just going through certain things? That void that you had as a child. Yeah,
I feel like it was a disconnect because you not having your parents, even though I wasn't with my adopted parents for long. Yeah. You get what I'm saying? I wasn't with them for long. So me not having my parents, even though they loved me, they had other kids, I felt like they did great. Yeah. But it wasn't my parents. So when it comes to the mother and father and all of that type of dynamic, I was disconnected. I wasn't emotionally attached to nothing. Yeah. Even when I first had my kids, you know what I'm saying? I just felt like, hey man, they was my responsibilities. I'm gonna try to do the best that I could, and the best that I could was still failure. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I felt like all I did was bring my trauma into their life. Yeah. Yeah.
So did you ever have a talk with your kids, man, about certain things you felt like you weren't, perfect with as a father?
Yeah, yeah, of course. But sometimes the damage be already done. You get what I'm saying? To them, coming to the football games is more important than the shit we buy them. And no matter how many shoes, how much, whatever, you know what I'm saying? That shit ain't important to them.
It's materialistic.
Yeah, the stuff that's important to them is the time.
Yeah.
And whether we realize it or not, man, that's the ultimate currency with anybody.
Yeah.
You can do so much when you utilize your time right. I've had sit downs with my kids, and some of them they understand, some of them they don't. And this ain't no knock to none of my baby's mamas, you know what I'm saying? But when I wasn't the best person, some of the stuff that they've implemented in their head has caused them to have some type of perception of me.
Yeah.
That ain't so no more. But yeah, I've sat down and talked with my kids. Yeah.
For sure. And honestly, I see it a lot. Like it's like a cycle. When you had kids young, like I was saying earlier, it's trial and error. So it's like it ain't no such thing as a perfect parent, but it's a lot of mistakes that are made. But then after a while, once you get older and probably start having more kids, what
you learn.
Yeah, you learn.
When you first have a child, no, the kids don't come with rule books.
Yeah.
Nobody tells you how to raise a child. You just, if your parents wasn't there, whatever parent wasn't there, if your mama wasn't there, you just do what you see your auntie and all the other females around you do. If your daddy wasn't around there, you do what the males around you did. But they don't come with no instruction book. So that's why I tell all guys, everybody, if you've had kids outside of your relationship now, you got to understand where they coming from. You have to understand where they coming from, because you wasn't the person you are now to them. When my first child, he took the most bullshit, man. You know what I'm saying? And I really apologize to him because he took everything. I was trying to be a rapper and not a father. He needed a father.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? I wasn't that to him. But I can understand how he feel now that he have younger brothers and he see the transition of who I am now. Mm-hmm. I know he can feel like, hey man, why I didn't get that? Yeah. And it wasn't because I didn't want to give it to you. Yeah. I didn't know to give it to you, to be able to give it to you. Yeah. I didn't have the love that I have now to be able to give it to you. I didn't have the understanding. I didn't know what it meant to be a father. So I emphasize that to a bunch of fathers, man. If you've had kids outside of who you are now, and them kids ain't grow up in the house with you, they have the right to feel how they feel. And we can't tell them, hey man, get over it. Because what if you was a horrible father for 10 years? They just supposed to get over 10 years worth of trauma just because you say? It might take 5 years to get over that trauma. You just have to give them that space.
Oh, for real. So, with you, getting into music, who were your favorite rappers growing up? Who was on your, your playlist? Who you was playing on, on the tapes? Who you had?
See, I was a big East Coast person.
East Coast. So like,
you know what I'm saying?
Biggie?
Nah, not really Biggie. Jada.
Jada Kids, oh yeah.
Jada, fabulous.
Yeah.
See, I'm big on words. That was one of my favorite subjects, is reading in English. I'm big on words, the word play, how one word, see, when I started reading the dictionary, I started, it baffled me because I didn't know. I didn't know that one word can have several different meanings. You know what I'm saying? It's the same word, but it has several different meanings, several different uses. Yeah. So when I started seeing how boys was playing with the words and punchlines, that's, I wanted that.
Nah, for real. And that's a bad motherfucker, because Jada, I feel like Jada and Fab is underrated. And I feel like people ain't give Jada his props to their verses that he had with Dipset.
Yeah.
when he started going on them freestyles, started rapping his old shit, they didn't realize how nasty Kiss was. Kiss been nasty, you know what I'm saying, since the Deluxe days. And after that, even after that, like, bro, he been him, for sure.
Man, look, let me share something. You know, a lot of people, you know, they'll say Tupac, and I wasn't so much of a. I like Tupac. Don't get me wrong. You know what I'm saying? I hope they don't cancel you for what I'm about to say, but I'm a realist though.
Yeah.
A lot of people didn't see back then. It wasn't DVDs and shit. Yeah. It wasn't. So the only source of information that you got was like from MTV and stuff like that.
And in the magazines.
And in the magazines.
Yeah, so
it wasn't like how it is now, where you can actually see into the life of a person, right? So while I was incarcerated, I read a book about Tupac, right?
Right.
And when I was reading the book about Tupac, you know, of course you hear the thug shit, but I was like, man, this nigga was in theater arts like me.
Yeah.
This nigga read books, and you know, he wasn't who everybody thought he was. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So when I understood that, like, of course I like Tupac, but I looked at him different when I came home and I seen the hit him up and all of that, because I was like, man, you ain't really like that. You know what I'm saying? You know, but yeah, man, Jada and Fab, man, like, they sparked the life for me though.
Yeah. Cause it's like, they talked about where they were from, but they was also on some witty. They had witty lyrics, you know. You could tell them brothers they had a lot of knowledge. They also was player, you know, fly. Like, they just had a whole different swag. But that's how New York is, you know what I'm saying? They very confident brothers, very flamboyant and things like that. So when did you, like, how old were you when you started rapping?
I started rapping when I came home from prison. As soon as I came home, I started. While I was in there, I started writing. And I started perfecting my craft to where I was battling people on the unit. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Whatever unit I went to during see, I was able to perfect my craft even in prison. I didn't know it back then, because they'll have talent shows and the whole unit will come out. Yeah. And I'll rap, and people will want to hear me rap. Hey man, you doing such and such? So that was like my concerts and all of that, getting ready. Yeah. So when I came home, like I said, 50, that's been my brother since we were kids. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And I come home and he 50-50 twin. And he with the color changing clip. Yeah. And it's going down. And as soon as I came home on a Monday. That Wednesday, Twin had came and hollered at me. And he was like, hey man, I'm going to the studio. I'm going to Mad Hatter studio. And he was working on Rock for Rock. And he came, got me, man. We went to the studio, and that was my first time actually recording in the booth and everything. Before that, I'm just beating on tables. Yeah. But as soon as I came home, though, that was the first person to put me on. And from there, like, I pay attention quick. So I'm in the studio, and he telling me, hey, look, you being too aggressive right here, tone down here. Like, he coached me through everything, and I paid attention because I was hungry for this shit. Yeah. I wanted to, you know what I'm saying? I didn't want to come home and have to ask nobody for no handout. I knew I was hard for real. You know what I'm saying? And I just wanted to be able to prove myself. So once he gave me the blueprint, I went back and dropped me a mixtape, printed it up, started going to every club, giving it away, and it caught.
No, for sure. So speaking of music, man, what is your take on the modern day of like hip hop right now?
This shit suck.
Yeah.
You shit is horrible.
No substance? You feel like there's no substance?
No, man.
Yeah.
No. And people can get mad all I want to, but just think about your 5 top rappers, right? The street rappers, minus the Drakes and all of that, but your street rappers, the guys that's from the streets. I grew up in an era where we was talking about getting money. It was player. Yeah. You listen to everything these kids talking about nowadays, and all they talking about is killing.
Killing. Yeah, drill.
Everything. I'm talking about even the club, the songs they play in the club. Yeah. They talking about killing. And these folks don't understand how powerful the influence of music is. Yeah. So, no, man, like, don't get me wrong. Will I listen to it? Yeah, I listen to it. But it ain't no substance, man. They ain't talking about nothing. Ain't nobody talking about getting no money. Ain't nobody talking about building nothing. The only thing they talking about who got the biggest gun and how many people they killed.
Yeah, switches and basically destruction in our community.
Yeah.
For sure, man. I kind of miss it too. Like, I was born in the late 90s, but when I was 4, 5, 6 years old, lyricism was still there.
Yeah.
Being lyrical mattered. Because you can be lyrical and still be on some fly shit. That's why you had like the Jim Jones, the Joel Santana, the Jadas, the Hoves, all that. But like you said, it's a different era. It's a disconnect between, different generations. And I feel like, certain musicians drop the ball to where now like the bar is low. But also we got to blame the government and also blame the people that's over these labels because they seeing the amount of attention that is bringing to the media, but also it's destroying our community. And they making way more money now because of the bullshit.
Can I say something?
Yes, sir.
As black people, when shit get fucked up with us, right? Mm-hmm. We like to blame everybody. Yeah, we understand that the white man, first of all, the hip hop culture don't belong to black folks, whether they know it or not. They may create whatever the fuck is new in the culture, but we don't own shit. We don't own the record labels. Our names ain't on no checks. Yeah. Even the niggas who got labels, they bosses' names is on their checks. Yeah. The white folks ain't gonna let you get up like that. And we've been knowing that since the beginning of this shit when they first started infiltrating. Yeah. So we can't blame them. You know what we gotta do? We gotta take responsibility. Yeah. If we don't listen to the shit, they'll stop putting it out. Yeah. You get what I'm saying? If motherfuckers start saying, you know something, man, I'm tired of listening to these niggas killing. I want to listen to love songs and love music. Bro, it's so bad nowadays. It ain't just the hip hop niggas. You got the R&B niggas beefing. Yeah. These niggas is talking about pulling up. Come on, man. Yeah. Come on, bro. And yeah, I understand that it's the white man that he has the control of it, but he really don't. He really don't. If we start consuming it, he gonna have to. And he want to stay in business, he gonna have to provide us with what we want. Yeah. If we say, hey man, let's put some music out here that got some knowledge and some substance to it, he gonna have to provide that. But as long as we packing up the concerts, you know what I'm saying, screaming at the top of our lungs, all this other ratchet shit that we promoting, why would he stop? Yeah. He getting rich. Why would he stop? And then the crazy thing about it is he just giving y'all peanuts. Motherfuckers is trying to get rich off of rapping right now. Yeah. It ain't, bro, motherfuckers ain't getting 60,000. Niggas ain't Future. Yeah. Bro, it's a lot of niggas that got hits. I'm gonna be honest, bro, I was popping at one time, bro. I spent a bunch of money. Hundreds of thousands. Got on and everything, bro, but them folks ain't cutting checks like that no more, bro. They not cutting checks like that no more. You're not gonna get rich doing it. And then it's Ricos. Everybody tell it. Bro, these niggas they'll go kill a nigga and then go make a song about it the next day.
Self-incrimination.
You get what I'm saying? Yeah. So how much in fault is the white man? He ain't tell you to go kill such and such and make a song about it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So we gotta be accountable too. A lot of it is on us.
I feel like, it is more so on us. It's like they did what they did and it's basically we've been harming ourselves, you know what I'm saying? It's like, I'm thinking about the book that I had read like some years back, the Willie Lynch syndrome. Yeah. That's what we suffering from. And he said what? If y'all do to these slaves what I told y'all to do, it'll last 300 to 400 years. That 400-year mark has passed. And it's sad because, all the knowledge is there. And honestly, a lot of us know when we doing right and when we doing wrong, but a lot of us don't want to change. Yeah. So like you say, we got to take responsibility and hold ourselves accountable. We got to hold each other accountable in order for us to evolve as a race. Yeah. And also, we spend the most money. Yeah. We definitely spend the most money. We the biggest customers and consumers in America. Like, they say, we the quote-unquote poorest race in America, but we spend the most money. I don't think we the poorest race. I just think we have poor spending habits.
How can we be the poorest race, but we spend the most? Yeah. That don't make sense. A poor motherfucker can't spend nothing. Yeah. You get what I'm saying? But see, we're attracted to the glitz and the glamour and these lights and shit, man. Yeah. And what they understand is this, bro. You want to trick a monkey? If you ever want to trick a monkey, show that motherfucker something shiny, a shiny object. Bro, that's how they look at us, because we'll move. We'll move for the shiny shit. A lot of us don't believe in ownership. I was just having a conversation earlier today with some young men, and I was telling them, man, when you really think about it, everything, when I say everything you use, even down to the bullshit tissue paper that you buy at the dollar store, somebody owns it. Somebody is getting paid off of it. Yeah. But the majority of it ain't us. We're not the consumers. Yeah. I mean, we're not the owners. We're the consumers. Yeah. And then we want to complain when every other race come over and take over. Yeah. If we got the biggest spending power, all we got to do is circulate that power within our community. Mm-hmm. But we have been taught and trained to believe that we're not, what we put out ain't good enough. Yeah.
They make us feel like we inferior when we really superior, because they need us. Every race, like, that's why they constantly putting like gas stations, liquor stores, putting their businesses into our neighborhood. Yeah. Because the power of our dollar. Yeah. For sure.
Yeah. You know, I'm getting ready to drop my own TVs, bro. Mm-hmm. When I say that, man, like, bro, I'm finna have my own TVs, just like Samsung, LG, all of them. Because I believe that I want to be the change that I want to see. Yeah. I ain't got no loans. I ain't got nobody helping me. None of that, man. I believe in me that much. Mm-hmm. A lot of us, man, these folks, we get income tax, right? Yeah. Think about how many people in one family, right? Let's just say it's 20 people, 20 adults in one family that get income tax that year. And everybody put in $500. We all come into a pot and we do that for 5 years. We'll have enough money to go buy property or land or whatever. Yeah. Let's just say everybody know that Big Mama cook good. Everybody love Big Mama cooking. Why not create a restaurant and let Big Mama have a restaurant and where she can get some money and we can eat and we ain't got to keep working for these people. But we don't think like that.
Yeah, we go fuck off the money.
We'll know. We'll tell everybody, man, my brother-in-law, he made T-shirts. He made T-shirts while you ain't got behind him. If y'all see that it's profitable and it can be lucrative, why not do that? But we don't think ownership. That's our problem too, man. We don't think ownership. Yeah. We don't see how important it is. Yeah. We try to demand shit and we ain't got nothing to bargain with. Mm-hmm.
And another sad thing is, you got people who went through so much for a little minute, and by the time when it come to business, let's say like a labor, right? Yeah. They've been independent, you know. This black man been independent. He been grinding. His artist been grinding. He been putting money in himself. Ain't taking loans from no labels. Having like a good ass run. As soon as that white man or whatever ethnicity or race he's from sees the influence and power he has, right? Yeah. He will give him. It'll be a lot of money, but it's really crumbs to what the label is worth. And the black man will settle for it, sell like, you know, a percentage of the label, or probably sell the whole thing, and the ownership, boom, is just gone like that. Yeah. And it's like, we settle for bullshit, man. And it's like you said, ownership, it matters to us, especially like when it comes to music or books, anything entertainment, publishing. I feel like publishing is very important because that's when you're getting checks like for the rest of your life. People don't think long term, they think nah. Yeah. So I want to know what's your take on like just owning things and like thinking long term, like owning like the rights to whatever you own and getting paid for the rest of your life, and even after, you know, God calls you home, the money going to your family. What do you think about that?
Man, there's a scripture that says a good man leave an inheritance for his children's children. Mm-hmm. That ain't what I'm saying. Yeah. So if you ain't doing that, then you can't consider yourself a good man, right or wrong. You have to, as a man, you have to put your family in a better situation than you was. Yeah. Like I said earlier, if you don't own nothing, you can't bargain, man. You ain't got nothing to bargain with. It's just like a nigga that ain't got no money, he broke, and he go stay with a chick. Yeah. How can you call shots at that house, nigga? Yeah. You can't say nothing. Yeah. That's how black people are in America. We the broke nigga going to go live with the chicks. We have nothing to bargain with.
Yeah.
And we don't understand how important that is, because why you think they're allowing all these other migrants to come in?
Yeah.
They feel like we don't need them no more.
Yeah, they'll get them along before they give us.
Before they give it to us.
We've been here for centuries.
And then when everybody else buys up and own up everything, we want to complain. Yeah. Man, ownership is important, man. Mm-hmm. We have to leave something. Otherwise, if we don't, we ain't gonna do nothing but just be consumers of everybody.
Yeah.
We'll end up having to depend and need everybody, instead of us being able to sustain ourselves.
Yeah. And you know what else I was talking about? I had seen some weeks back, and there was a post. It said life insurance could create generational wealth for your family. So get to it. You know, go talk to some people that's in that lane. So, you know, as you seen it and as I seen, like, you got some of these niggas, they out here. These niggas, they living the life. They balling. They showing their money. They got the cars. They got everything in motion. But as soon as these niggas die,
the
GoFundMe, Big Mama gotta fry fish, gotta sell teas to go bury, you know what I'm saying, bury these brothers. Like, what's your take on that, man?
Man, if you out here selling or doing whatever, if you know that's your lifestyle, right? You know, when I went to jail, I never had to ask nobody for no lawyer. I was fucking with some niggas that seen how I was moving and told me, hey man, you need to have a lawyer on retainer. I didn't understand what that was. But when I needed him, he was able to pop up. Yeah. A lot of these dudes don't, like, nigga, you got a $30,000 Cuban. You know what I'm saying? You done went and bought all this other shit. And you know you live in a certain type of way. You beefing on the internet and all this other stuff. Why not leave your people, put them in a position to where they can have something when you go? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You might not, honestly, bro, you might not be shit in life, but you can be worth something while you die. Yeah. Don't just die and just leave these people steal stuff to try to, you know, sell fish plates and all this other stuff, man. You know what I'm saying? It's very important, man, that if that's the type of lifestyle that you're gonna be living, at least do that, man. You know what I'm saying? At least do that to give your people some type of security. Because it's hard after you pass away. And, so, you know, some of these kids, man, they put such a burden on their parents. People ain't got $7,000, $8,000 for no funeral. Mm-hmm. They got to come up with that on top of their bills, on top of them losing you. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, man, you just got to think ahead, man, and think smart.
Nah, for sure. So I want to talk about this topic, man, because I know it's a lot of our people that thought the same way you thought about it, but they were scared to say it openly because, you know, there's a similarity between both of these two brothers, but it's also a huge difference. Yeah. We talking about Malcolm X and Martin Luther King. Yeah. How you said at first, you know, he fought for equality and he wanted to be equal as the white man, and, you know, he was all for integration. But from your standpoint of view, you were saying that segregation hurted our community because when they brought integration into America, when they, especially like throughout the South, the black people who had the money, the middle class black people, they left these neighborhoods and took their money with them, which means, you know, it wasn't no tax money into these neighborhoods. Like the schools wasn't doing too good on the funding side. There wasn't too many programs no more. So why did you say what you said as far as like Martin Luther King, his vision, like, hurted our community?
Because it did, man. Mm-hmm. There's a saying that if you want to hide something from a nigga, put it in a book. Yeah. Man, once you read and you actually hear accounts from people that was there, not the shit that you see in the movies, the stuff that they write in books about them. You know what I'm saying? It's one thing for somebody else to try to tell me about your lifestyle. It's another thing when you write in a book. When he said, hey, I realized that the dreams that I once had has turned into a nightmare. And I've led my people into a burning building of integration or something like that. See, what people don't understand about us is, back then, it was two sides of the tracks. You had the white side, you had the black side. If you was black, your ass better not get caught over there on that other side of the tracks. But what they did was, it was a lot of us that was very educated. Lawyers, blacksmiths, carpenters, all type of people that we had over here where we was thriving.
And we invested in each other.
In each other.
Yeah.
And they see how we was thriving. They needed that.
Yeah.
They needed that. So we had everything on our side of the tracks. We actually owned shit. The houses that we was living in, ours. The land, ours. The crops, ours. Everything that we had, it was ours. We was stable. We was good. Think about this. We had just came out of slavery. You think we were so in a hurry to go back to go fuck with white people? We was good being by ourselves. Martin had that dream because he hadn't experienced what these older people did. He thought it'd be better over there.
He had the white neighbors,
So the grass, he thought the grass was gonna be greener on the other side. So what he did was he came over here and convinced us, hey man, we need to go over here. When we went over there, they came back and bought up everything we own. So now we don't own shit no more and we paying bills. Do you see how he fucked us up? You asked me a question earlier, man, like bro, how important is ownership? Do you see how he fucked us up? Till today, we still don't own shit. But this is the thing. If I was to do something like that, right? Let's just say I come play on, for my own intelligence, I come say, hey man, look, this dude got this thing going on where if you give me $1,000, he'll give you $10,000 back, right? And I convince you to come give me your $10,000. Now that might be your $10,000 for your rent and all of that, but you believe in me. And now you're homeless. You get put out your house and everything. 5 years later, you're still homeless because you ain't been able to recover from that. When you see me, would you think I'm a real nigga? No. You'll think I'm a hoe ass nigga, right? Yeah. So why in the fuck do we give Malcolm the opportunity? If we gonna be real about it, why we won't be, bro, you're the reason we're in this situation. Yeah. But we celebrate him every month like he did something good for us, and then turn around in the same breath and say, man, why we don't own shit? Yeah. The white man tried to, nah, man.
Yeah. And I feel like the media and our government, man, they don't never give Malcolm his props because he was a threat. He taught us about how to love ourselves and why we hate ourselves and what we need to do in our community.
How to stand up.
How to stand up. We need to keep the dollar in our community. We need to protect the black woman. We need to protect each other. Defend yourself. So, and honestly, he went about it a radical way, but I feel like around that time it was the right way.
That's what it needed. Yeah. You know, people get upset when I say this. Yeah. You know, somebody was in my comments and were like, man, how can you say that about Martin, man? Our people got beat. They got dogs sicked on them. Also, let me tell you something. That was a motherfucking choice. Yeah. They wanted to go eat with them white people that bad to the point where you'll let a dog bite you. I can't see it.
And that was their protest, to go in these right.
You get what I'm saying?
Sit there and let them do that.
Bro,
that shit is insane.
Their protest, they sat there. Nobody made them. Nobody put a gun up to their head. They chose this. Yeah. They chose to sit there and let somebody spit in their face so they can eat at a restaurant. Even after integration, do you think they got treated any better?
Hell no. Got hot coffee.
You got your ass beat to go sit at a restaurant where they still spitting in your food in the back. Yeah. Come on, man. Come on. But people don't like to, our people like to bullshit, man. That's like, you have to be honest. You have to be honest with yourself, man. Even the past, people that talk about, bro, if that shit was so important, why we ain't doing the same shit now? Yeah. You'll get mad at me for what I'm saying, but where's your protest? Yeah. Why you ain't keeping the shit alive? Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
I just feel like, MLK got a holiday. But, somebody once told this to me. He was one of their niggas. You know what I'm saying? He was Lyndon B. Johnson's nigga at the time.
He was.
And they worked together, so it's hard to see, one person celebrate very much and the other
person don't.
Yeah.
What makes them any different?
Yeah, because he don't have a legal holiday, but he does have a day, which is in May, you know, the Malcolm X Day, but I feel like that day should be celebrated just as such because he had a positive impact on our people as well. People
now check this out. Mm-hmm. Now, we know that them folks ain't really gonna fuck with us like that and give us our credit, right?
Yeah.
So listen to this. That them folks, the real ones, right? Mm-hmm. Anybody of our color that's real, that speak real shit, they're not gonna give you a day. Mm-hmm. Right?
Right.
Anybody that speak the real shit, they're not gonna give you a day. Anybody they can't put in their pocket, they're not gonna give a day.
Can't control. Yeah.
Martin got a day. That's all I'm gonna say. Do your research.
Nah, facts.
You know what I'm saying?
Nah, facts. So I want to talk about this because you went viral over this. Be careful how you treat people.
Yeah.
And that touched a lot of people because some people don't understand, you know, about just being humble, like just being a good person, being, you know, humility. Because you see people just because, you know, this person is on drugs or this person homeless, we treat them like a piece of shit. Not knowing, you know, God could really bless them, and then in a couple of years when you see them, they can be in position. So what in your heart and your soul just made you just come out with that video and share it as a real, man?
Man, people need to know that, man.
Yeah.
It's good people out here. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. I have to sit back and just really be honest with myself several times, man. You know, God has put good people in my life and I fucked them up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So you got to be careful how you treat people, man. Some people think that they can just do people any kind of way. Some people God ain't going for, man.
Yeah.
God ain't going for. God has favorites. I happen to be one of them, man. You can't tell me that I ain't favorited, man. All the shit I done been through, and I'm still here. I'm still here. Bro, I still got all my limbs and everything, bro. Like, I ain't, you know what I'm saying? I ain't got no machines by the grace of God. None of that, bro. I'm still here. And it be people that think that just because, when you see somebody going through it, man, you don't, it's like a butterfly struggling to come out that cocoon. You don't know what it's going to be on the other side. Yeah. So people will mistreat them. It's a lot of kids that's being mistreated right now because the parents or whoever's in their life don't see the value right now. Mm-hmm. It's a lot of women that's in relationships that's being mistreated. It's a lot of men that's being mistreated. Just be careful how you treat people. You get what I'm saying? Be careful how you treat people because there's a scripture in Proverbs that say the boulder that you roll up the hill for somebody else will roll down on you. You know what I'm saying? God don't play about that. Whatever you sow, you gonna reap. And I wanted people to really understand that. Yeah. Be careful how you treat people. Yeah. Sometimes the bullshit that come on you ain't because God don't like you. It's just payback for the way you treated people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And do you believe like karma can skip you and hit, you know, the people you love, like hit your kids? You know how they say, like, you know, was it in the Bible, paying for the sins of your father? Do you believe that?
I don't believe in karma. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I really don't.
So it's like cause and effect or action and reaction?
Yeah, because if there was karma, it's some people that done did some horrible shit.
Yeah, that's not really in a fucked up position.
Bro, if karma was real, bro, yeah. I shouldn't be here sitting here talking to you right now. I believe that what we do is you can change the energy you put out.
Yeah.
See, the Bible say when we confess our sins, right, for the people that believe the Bible, they say God is forgiving to forgive our sins as far as the east is from the west. He don't remember that shit no more. The moment you say you sorry. So why would there still be karma? If you sorry for something and I forgive you, why should it be payback? You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What I do believe is this. The energy that you put out is what you're going to get back. It's a lot of dudes that's all you hear about them talk about is kill, kill, kill. And then you turn on the news and they dead than a motherfucker.
Yeah.
Whatever energy you put out is what you're going to get back. It's things that I should have got back, but because I changed the energy that I was putting out, God didn't allow me to get what I deserved. You know what I'm saying? So I don't believe in karma. I just believe that whatever energy you put out, that's what you're going to get in return.
Yeah, you got a point, because if karma, you know, if karma's really real, I feel like
Why these people that's oppressing us ain't got their lick back?
Yeah,
Why we still in the same situation?
And I heard Charles White talk about it. He said he don't believe in karma because of what black people been through and the white people ain't. I ain't gonna say all white people, but the oppressors ain't suffering yet. They still, you know, still very wealthy, still in power, still in control of everything. These are the people who are the judges. These are the people who are congressmen, lawyers, DAs, everything, which is, you know, very scary.
And that's what we need to be doing too.
Yeah.
Instead of us promoting this rap shit,
Yeah.
let's take our future more seriously.
Yeah.
We need black lawyers.
Yeah.
We need black politicians. We don't need more black rappers.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We don't need more black Instagram models.
Yeah.
We need more people in the place of power so we can have a voice. See, back then, that's why they was able to get shit done, because it was actually black people in places like that.
Yeah.
They had lawyers and police officers and different stuff like that to, you know, make things shake.
Yeah.
We don't nowadays, man.
We don't really seem like we don't really care about enforcing the law. You know what I'm saying? Trying to get bills passed and shit like that. A lot of us, especially in this generation, a lot of like young kids want to be influencers, want to be athletes, rappers, and much more. But I feel like the most important things are becoming like, you know, the carpenters, or, you know, getting your own trade.
Skills, man.
Yeah, engineers, lawyers, doctors, nurses, all of that, because a lot of people don't realize there's racism in every field, especially from the health standpoint, like these pharmacists, these nurses, doctors, how a lot of black women been dying after birth or before birth. Like, they've been neglecting these babies who's been, you know, going through stuff. They've been falsely diagnosing our babies. Because you know, certain things with some of these kids, nothing's really wrong with them. You know, some of these kids are just very hype.
Yeah.
But they tend to say, oh yeah, he got this ADD, ADHD. Then they give our babies this medicine and it turn them into zombies.
You know, most kids get diagnosed from school.
Yeah.
Right? Now check this out. For people that haven't been to prison, when you're in prison, everybody dress alike. When you get ready to go somewhere, everybody line up one behind each other.
Yeah.
To go to rec, to go to child, everybody line up. When you go to child, you get your tray, you slide it, they put the stuff on there. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's somebody over you at all times. You really don't have your own identity because everybody wears the same shit.
Yeah.
Now, if you pay attention to what I just described,
That's same
that's school.
Yeah.
A child ain't meant to be sitting for 8 hours of the day.
That shit is insane.
You give them 8 hours of the day and 15 minutes to run around, and you expect them.
Yeah.
These are boys, first of all, boys and girls with a bunch of energy.
Yeah. Impressive.
These are just kids with a bunch of energy, right? And you expect them to just sit still and be still in a chair for 8 hours of the day, right? You give them 15 minutes to go run around and do whatever they got, but for the most part, they sitting in the chair. They have to listen to what you say. They don't get to think and be creative because all of them are dressed alike. The majority of these kids that are in these black neighborhoods, all they doing is preparing them to be incarcerated. They're not teaching our kids nothing no more. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, yeah, man. Yeah.
Man, that's deep, man. But it's crazy because HISD, they got a system going on, this new education system. These kids can't talk during lunch. They got probably 15 to 20 minutes to eat. They got to walk in a certain line. They can't walk on the other side of the cone. And from talking to certain people, they was like you said, this shit's ran
That's
like
prison,
a
bro.
system. Yeah.
That's prison.
Yeah.
This year we decided to homeschool my kids.
Yeah.
Understand this, man. What these folks don't. You giving up rights. You're giving up rights. Every time you signing these documents and you're not fully reading and understanding, you're giving up rights.
Yeah.
When your child is in school for those 8 hours of the day, they belong to the schools.
Ooh, yeah.
You don't have no rights while they there. You know what I'm saying? They diagnose you got to think about it, man. You got these kids sitting still for 8 hours of the day. And if he move or, you know how, bro, I ain't gonna lie, I'm grown. If I get to sitting still long enough, you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna fidget.
Yeah.
They'll say, hey man, he hyperactive, he need ADHD, he got ADHD, he need a medicine.
Yeah.
And you know what we'll do? We'll go put the child on the medicine.
Yeah.
Thinking that these motherfuckers are doctors.
Yeah.
They're not. He can't sit still because, bro, this shit is boring. He's a creative child. He likes to be outdoors. He likes to actually do things, but because you don't understand that, now it's something wrong with him.
Yeah. And then it's like, you know, some of these parents, they don't want to deal with the child all day, so they all for them being in school for 8 hours, so they push them off and stuff like that. So
yeah.
And like you said, you know, some of the parents, they fall for what the people are telling them, like, because their child is doing a lot at home, being, you know, running around doing it, they'll put them on the medicine, not knowing you crippling the child. His mindset is changing. He's already an underdeveloped child, and that could, you know, make that child, you know, develop like a chemical like imbalance or something, so they don't be the same.
So one of my sons, man, I'm gonna be transparent. One of my sons, man, his mama was on some bullshit, right?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna go into detail about it, but you know, she was on some bullshit, so she was trying to keep me from seeing him, right? So after a while, this went on. You know, they'll block your number, you can't get in touch or whatever, right? But I got a call one day out the blue, and the call, you know, when I answered the call and I'm talking to her, and she was telling me that my son had to be rushed to the hospital because he was attempting suicide. And it fucked me up. You get what I'm saying? Because think about it. I ain't been hearing from you. I've been reaching out. I can't get in touch with you. And all of a sudden, when you call me, he's thinking of suicide. So now, you know, finally I'm talking to him. Yeah. And he's telling me that when he's not on medicine, he feels normal. But when he's on the medicine, he don't feel normal. And that's when I found out that she had allowed the school to diagnose him with ADHD, and that shit was fucking with him to the point where, you know, he was 13 and thinking about committing suicide. You know what I'm saying? So, but it was me talking to her to let her know, like, nah, man, that's bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I had to break it down to her for her to understand. You know, but yeah, man, these schools, these teachers, they not doctors. Yeah. Some of them really don't even want to deal with the kids like that. So if your child is fidgety, you know what I'm saying? They feel like they can diagnose your child with whatever they want to, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So we gonna, you know, talk about, you know, what do you do? So you're a barber, man, and from what I heard, you're a hell of a barber. How long you been cutting hair?
I started cutting hair when I was 13 years old. I learned how to cut hair when I was 13. Mm-hmm. Throughout my life, you know, I just learned. I learned by watching. A lot of the shit that I learned, I just learned by watching.
Visual learning.
Yeah. If I see it done one time, I can damn near mimic it. You know what I'm saying? So, I you know, it started out this dude was cutting our hair in the neighborhood. Back then, you paid a dude, the neighborhood barber, $5, and you know he'll get us fresh. But after a while, he got a job. So them $5, fuck them $5. He going to go get a check. Yeah. And my adopted mother, she went and got some clippers, and she was cutting our hair, giving us a chili bowl, like really, like bro, a chili bowl. You know what I'm saying, bro? I'm like in middle school, bro. I'm already getting picked on and shit like that. You know, I'm already fighting and shit. So I was like, man, I got to try to fade this out. You know what I'm saying? So I was just doing what I saw him do, and eventually I got a hang of it. Yeah. But it wasn't nothing that I was really like looking to pursue until like years later. You know what I'm saying? I did it all when it got me out of trouble in prison. Yeah. It got me to work for the warden, so you know, it worked.
Yeah. And I just feel like barbers are very appreciated, but it's like barbers are underrated because for decades, man, it's a lot of barbers who done had a big impact, man, in every neighborhood. Yeah. You know, the barber's like the neighborhood father, neighborhood big brother, neighborhood uncle. Like, what impact, from your perspective or from your opinion, does the barber have, man, within our youth?
Uh, man, I'm gonna be honest with you. I was finna stop cutting hair. Cause I don't like really dealing with people.
Yeah.
Not in no bad way, like that, but people don't respect business, right? Mm-hmm. So for a while I was finna quit. I was thinking about quitting, but God wouldn't allow me, and I couldn't understand why. I found my purpose actually being a barber. I thought being a barber was like, just my skill, what I did. But with all my clients, I rock with them. So they come in and they tell me about everything, bro. Yeah. These kids come in and I see them coming in and it's just the mama all the time. Yeah. You ain't gotta ask the question, where your daddy? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like I'm paying attention, I'm seeing what's going on, man. And I just started pouring into them. Yeah. And from me pouring into them, that's when I really discovered my purpose. I've been doing this for like 7 years. This professionally, having my business successfully for going on 8 years, man. And that's what I've been doing the whole time, pouring into people. So as far as barbers, whether people, the right barber, because not just any barber. It's some barber that'll fuck your child head up. Mm-hmm. But the right barber can instill guidance, man. There's a lot of barbers that have been fathers and role models. Yeah. It's kids that I done watched from kids, man, grow up to graduate college, and I'm, you know what I'm saying? I'm big homie. You know what I'm saying? So we make a big impact, man, whether people realize it or not.
For sure. Like, prime example, the films, the trilogy. The trilogy Barbershop. Yeah. Ice Cube was Calvin, man. He was for the community, the neighborhood, man. He was making sure these kids was doing the right thing. On the last film, it talked about the gang violence that was going on with the young generation, how he was willing to put his life on the line just to protect his son and other kids. Like, that just showed, man, the impact they have, because the barbershop is a safe space, for black men to vent what they going through, the troubles they facing. Or, the trauma they dealing with, especially the kids. Like, it's just, it's a different talk. That's why, certain people talking about barbershop talk. It's like, what goes in there, the conversation they had, it stays in there and don't leave out. So
that's my element. Yeah. I like raw, authentic truth. Yeah. The way I give it is the way I want it. Don't sugarcoat shit to me. Yeah. And that's how I deal with my clients. So it's easy for me to come because this is who I am. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. The barbershop, like you said, was a safe space for men to actually be themselves. Yeah. It's men that I've talked to, man. They wouldn't cry amongst nobody else, man, but we didn't cry together. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because as men, we need that. Some women don't understand why men go to the barbershop every week. Yeah. It ain't so much about the haircut. It's just about the fellowship. You know what I'm saying? Having somebody that, hey, man, it's been a rough week. I can't talk to baby. Or I'm doing, you know what I'm saying? And just having that somebody to talk to, man, it's needed, man. And I think we serve a good purpose for that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Salute to you. So we're going to talk about ADP podcast, man. What does ADP stand for?
A different perspective.
Yeah. And why did you name it a different perspective from your standpoint, from your perspective?
Because at one time I was thinking like everybody else. I was thinking I had that street nigga mentality. Yeah. I had that hood nigga mentality. I had that struggle mentality. I had that survival mode mentality. Yeah. And then God showed me a different perspective, a different side. Mm-hmm. So that's what I want to. That's what I seek to bring to the people. Yeah. Let me show you something different. You know what I'm saying? And you got a different perspective.
Yeah. And what got you into the podcast, man?
Like I was saying, man, I be talking to a bunch of my clients, and one of my clients, man, we have been talking, and he was fighting for his marriage, man. He was really fighting for his marriage, and his wife at the time, I guess she wasn't trying to hid. Some infidelity had taken place on her side, and he wanted his family so bad, like he wanted to keep his family together, to the point where he decided to try to unalive himself. But he had booked an appointment with me, right? And I couldn't, you know what I'm saying, I couldn't get him because I was booked. So early that morning, one of my appointments canceled, and I called him and I was like, hey bro, you know, pull up on me. And I heard it in his voice like something was wrong, you know what I'm saying? I said, hey man, you good? You know what I'm saying? And I said, man, pull up on me, man, I got you. So he came, and when he came, we was just chopping it up. You know what I'm saying? We was chopping it up, and he was broken, man. He was broken. And he was thinking about, you know, committing suicide, bro. And I was able to talk to him or whatever, right? And then he came back, and I was telling him, I said, man, bro, I'm thinking about starting me a podcast. And he was like, man, you need to. He said, because you saved my life. You know what I'm saying? He said, you showed me a different outlook on how to go about it or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And you got a different perspective podcast, bro.
Yes, sir. So I want to talk about this because, you know, certain people feel some type of way, but it was a hard, honest truth when you was talking about you can't be basically a real nigga and then cheat on your, you know, significant other.
Yeah.
So what made you say that?
You can't.
Yeah.
It's the truth. It's the truth. A lot of people are fucked up right now because they don't recognize the sign.
Mm-hmm.
People be showing you who they are. You just don't want to recognize it when you see it.
Blinded by love.
Blinded by love. Blinded by loyalty. Blinded by ignorance. Blinded by stupidity.
Yeah.
See, this is the thing. When I learned this in prison. Don't put a title in front of your name that you ain't ready to stand up to. Mm-hmm. Right? If you say, hey man, I'm a real gangster, and then a gangster come approach you, yeah, and you not gangster, does that make you gangster?
Hell no.
Nigga, you just put a title in front of your name that you wasn't ready to stand behind.
Mm-hmm.
When you say you're a real anything, real means without flaw, yeah, genuine, pure, authentic. So when you say you a real anything, you have to stand behind that. Yeah. Some niggas is real niggas to their partners, but fucked up with their gal. So does that make you a real nigga?
Hell no.
No, man. You're a selective, real, whatever the fuck you call yourself.
Yeah.
But this is the thing, the point that I was trying to make. When a person cheats, nobody just wakes up and say, you know something, man, I'm getting me some pussy today.
It was already in your mind.
It was already in your mind. If you're in a relationship, you have to plan and plot and lie. Whether you're going to the room, yeah, whether you're going to her house, however, you setting up the time, you know what you're doing is wrong. Mm-hmm. You're lying. You're purposely deceiving a motherfucker. Yeah. You're being fake as fuck. Yeah. You know what you're doing is wrong. You know that what you're doing can hurt this other person. But for your own gratification, you say, you know something, fuck how they feel. I'm finna go get this nut. I'm finna go do whatever I want to do for your own gratification. When you get locked up, who's there with you? Who's the first motherfucker you call? Yeah. That girl.
That girl that love you, yeah.
When you're sick, who's there taking care of you? That girl. Yeah. I've been to a bunch of prisons, bro. When you go to the visiting room, it ain't niggas, bro. It's that girl there. Yeah. If you'll fuck over her, what make you think that you won't fuck? What make me think that you won't fuck over me? Yeah. All it took, you say you love her, right? Until the right opportunity presented itself, then you fucked over her. All it takes is just the right opportunity with me. So let's just say you out here doing all this whole ass shit with these niggas. The right opportunity is when them laws say, hey man, who did such and such?
Maybe.
He over there.
Yeah.
But you shot. You're shot. All these niggas talking about how street smart they are. These niggas really be dumb. Yeah. If these young niggas, if they grew up the time we grew up, these niggas would be fooled, bro. Cause they can't think.
Yeah.
They can't think, bro.
No emotional intelligence.
At all.
And no
so you saying you a real whatever you are. If you can't stand behind that shit, that's why I tell niggas, bro, don't put no title in front of your name. Yeah. When I meet a motherfucker, they, man, I'm a real nigga. Guess what I'm doing from then on, my nigga? I'm looking to see if there's any flaw.
Yeah.
Because if you say you're this, I need you to be that. Imagine me saying I'm a surgeon and you need surgery and I can't perform surgery, but I call myself a doctor.
Yeah.
Would you still respect me as a doctor?
Hell no.
But we'll see all this whole ass shit that these niggas doing and still respect them, man. Yeah, man. That's why I said that.
Yeah, for sure. And honestly, man, in today's day and age, it's like, well, I know back in y'all time, y'all realized certain things and lost respect for a lot of people. But in this day and age with social media going on, a lot of people are exposing themselves. They showing their hand of who they really are. Like, there was times we think certain rappers or certain figures were really gangsters or really solid, genuine people. But when you see how they move, like, you know, around other people and all that, you start to lose respect. Like, damn, everything I was taught or everything that I learned from other people, that shit really a lie.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That perception really fooled me. Like, and when I was young, I thought certain things was cool, but as I got older, I'm like, man, this shit really flawed. Like,
As hell, bro.
it's like, you know, being misled. So I understand where you coming from, and I hate what the young generation is going through, a different route, because it's like, in Houston, not just even in Houston, but everywhere, you got a lot of kids that's being misled by these so-called OGs. You know what I'm saying? They manipulate them because they know some of these kids ain't got they daddy there or mama can't really do nothing with them. So
Yeah.
they use that as a factor to really get in their head and, you know, tell them, you know what I'm saying, you my little nigga, I love you, da 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 da, and they brainwash them and go send these kids on crash dummy missions, man. And it really hurt me to see, you know what I'm saying, a lot of these kids fall victim to it.
You know, to all the young niggas out there, man,
Yeah.
I feel you. I was you times 10. So I understand. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I understand, bro. I ain't riding down on y'all or nothing. I'm not trying to beat y'all upside the head. I'm just trying to let y'all know. Bro, I've been there. I've done that with the best of them. That shit ain't worth it. In the end, you're going to lose.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's what that be my thing, man. You know, so many people want to. I told you I jumped off the porch young, so I've been.
Yeah.
I'm not no different. I'm not no different. But instead of it taking you having to go to prison, having to be shot, having to be stabbed, having to lose whatever, instead of you taking that route, bro, just listen to me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying, bro? I ain't trying to hurt you or come from a place, but when you do fuck with me, just understand this. I'm going to be honest with you, brutally. You know what I'm saying? I ain't one of them niggas, hey, OG, man, hey, big homie, man, I'm finna go, man, we got to play. I'm finna go hit the ATM, nigga. Man, it's 200,000. Yeah, I understand that, bro. I understand that. But keep this in mind, too, though. Keep this in mind. If you go on that play and that shit don't work, and them folks catch you, you got bond money? Or you gonna have to depend on mama? Yeah, my partner, do you have bond money? Or you gonna put this responsibility on your mama?
Yeah, to where mama had to put her car or house up.
Careful, when these folks catch you and they start talking about double-digit numbers and they want you to tell on your partners, understand this. You can feel like it's cool and you tell, but you're gonna be in that paperwork as a snitch. When you get up that road, them folks gonna kill you.
Yeah.
Ain't nothing wrong with you going to go do whatever you want to do, because I can't stop you from getting, but let me put you on X, Y, and Z so when it happens, you already know.
No, fair.
You get what I'm saying? Yeah, man.
It's crazy, man, because it's like, in this day and age, everything is coming to the light faster. So now you have people who was quote-unquote gangsters who ended up, you know, not being able to deal with all their time, so they end up, you know, basically snitching and cooperating with the government.
None of them niggas, from Al Capone,
yeah,
to Gotti,
yeah,
to all them niggas, bro. And see, this is what niggas don't.
And they been playing the police game.
Check this out.
Yeah.
This is what niggas don't understand.
Yeah.
Black people didn't invent gangsterism.
The Italians.
That shit didn't come from us.
From the Italian mafia.
We wasn't no violent motherfucking people, bro.
Mm-hmm.
We wasn't these people. We developed, we evolved into these people.
Yeah.
Check this out. The gangsters were the Italians. The Italians wasn't extorting other people. They was fucking over their own people.
Yeah.
They was extorting their own people, making their own people pay. These rules that these niggas want to follow so much, no rats, all that shit came from them.
And they broke the rule.
And every one of them motherfuckers broke the rule, man.
Yeah.
They let you know that, bro, the same people you look up to, they broke the rule. All of them. What's the name? Frank Lucas. All of these niggas, bro. Alpo. All of these niggas. As much gangster shit as they did, these niggas killed multiple people. And they still told them bring everybody else down. So with us having that understanding and really knowing, man, dude, this shit is a myth. This shit ain't real. Cause bro, why should I uphold it when the motherfuckers that came up with it ain't even sticking by it?
Yeah, so that make it basically, like you say, a myth. And it was an argument between these rappers like a couple years back. And one brother say, man, there ain't no rules in the streets for real. Because if it was, why people constantly breaking them and violating? He say ain't really no consequences behind these rules. Because it be people who snitch still walking around, people who violating kids, women, and other stuff. Ain't nothing happening to them. He tell me it ain't really no structure in the streets. And like you said, like it's a myth for sure.
Cause niggas just talk.
Yeah.
Niggas just talk. Oh man, we gonna kill such a niggas just talk.
Yeah.
Motherfuckers ain't getting killed like that for telling and breaking the rules.
Yeah.
Motherfuckers is still going to the club popping bottles with them.
Yeah.
That shit is a myth. All this street shit is a myth. Yeah. You gotta think about it, man. I don't give a fuck if you want to be the biggest drug dealer in the world, right? Mm-hmm. Who's the biggest drug dealer? Who was the biggest drug dealer in the world? El Chapo. Yeah. Listen to me. Where the fuck is El Chapo?
Lock the fuck up.
So you mean to tell me you gonna do it better than El Chapo? Even now with all this new technology that they done came with, you mean to tell me that you're gonna be bigger than El Chapo? Kinfolk, go find something else to do, bro. Yeah. Go find something else to do, man. Bro, I remember when I was on the run, the feds had got me. Bro, I was so scared when them folks opened the door, I seen so many red beams, my nigga. Bro, I was scared that day because I thought them hoes was gonna really kill me. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Bro, when they brought me into the interrogation room, right? Bro, when you look around, it's a bunch of them. It was just one me. Understand this though. Every morning, it's a task force, a group of police officers, well educated, well trained, some of the best to do it. Yeah. They come together and they say, hey, you know who's on our radar today? Mike's on our radar. We want Mike. And all those people conspired together. It's all these different brains trying to figure out a way to get me. And it's one me trying to avoid all these different brains from getting me. I can't outsmart these people, bro. You can't outsmart these people. No matter how much you try, man, they done showed you. They done showed you, man. The penitentiaries is packed with niggas that thought that they can do it better. Go do something different, bro. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
No, for sure. So I want to talk about, man, a very important episode you had, man, with your wife's son's father.
Yeah.
How did that come to play? What made you be like, you know, I want to bring you on the show and we want to talk about experiences, man, basically co-parenting with, you know, both of y'all's sons.
That's my guy, man.
Yeah.
I'm big on showing, like, bro, I ain't doing this to be like, and I ain't doing this to be nobody's leader neither.
Yeah, or for no clout.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not nobody's leader. I'm not nobody's savior or none of that. Yeah. I'm just coming to say, hey, look, man, these are my experiences. If it helps you, everything that I'm talking about, nobody told me. I've experienced it. You know what I'm saying? If it helps you, then so be it. When it comes to our community, right? All they show us is, especially when it comes to co-parenting, every time you see it on social media, every time you see it online, period, all they show you is either two baby mamas, the baby mama and the girlfriend getting into it, the baby mama and the wife getting into it, the husband and the baby daddy getting into it, the boyfriend, you know what I'm saying? It's never nobody, like, bro, everybody fucked up, and with me and him, that's my guy.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? I don't have no ego. I ain't trying to be, you know what I'm saying? Like, no disrespect, but I got the girl, so what am I tripping for?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And the relationship that we have, we talk about everything. When I was breeding dogs, that's who I was calling, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's my guy. And most people don't see relationships like that. So I called him and I was like, hey, bro, I want you on my podcast. I want us to talk about our relationship. Mm-hmm. And he was like, all right, let's do it. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, that's how that came about.
Yeah, that's amazing, man, because you got to kind of have, you know, a healthy relationship with the, you know, the child's father.
Yeah.
Because it takes a toll on the child when they see, you know, well, I know you don't look at him as your stepson, but your stepson, I mean, yeah, the stepfather and the father not getting along, it takes a toll on the child because, you know, at times the child might be scared to contact, you know, the biological father or do this in front of the stepfather because of things that's going on. So, man, salute to both of y'all. Did you, did your son see it? Did you watch it?
Yeah.
How old is he?
Isaiah is 12, I think.
What was his take from it? Did he love it?
Yeah, it was cool. You know what I'm saying? It was cool. He was like, how you and my dad end up doing the interview? You know what I'm saying? So I told him.
Yeah.
But, yeah, man, the way we interact with each other, let him know that it's all right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? When he picks up my son, you know, that's my guy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't no, hey, man, your daddy. See, if I was like that, it'd make it uncomfortable for him to interact with his daddy. Yeah. But he see, man, they fuck with each other. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So it makes it easy for him.
Yeah, man, just a respectful, mutual, loving environment, man. That's what we need in our community. Especially
but see, look, you know what the problem be? What? A bunch of these niggas be still wanting fuck their baby mamas and shit.
Yeah, be tender.
They still be, you know what I'm saying? So they feel some type of way. You know, he done moved on with his life. It ain't no problem. He had a beautiful relationship with his female. Like, I don't be getting niggas. If you done moved on and she done moved on, what's the problem? Mm-hmm. You get what I'm saying? Because 9 times out of 10, you over there playing stepdaddy to somebody else's kid too.
Yeah, facts.
You gonna have to deal with that daddy. Yeah. What if that daddy is a whole ass nigga? You know what I'm saying? You ain't gonna appreciate that, so why would you do it to this person?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's just all about treating people how you want to be treated too.
Yeah, for sure. Man, how does it feel to be able to interview people that don't do interviews? That's really hard to access compared to, you know, everybody else. Man, how does it feel?
Man, it's a blessing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That people would even want to sit down and have a conversation.
Yeah. And then they really be comfortable and they really, you know what I'm saying? You know, because you got some people who do interviews, they kind of be, I ain't going to say shy, but they be very careful what they say and all that. And yeah, brothers like 5 for G, they got brothers like, you know, Montana, they came in, did their thing, and gave some hell of a interviews, you know what I'm saying?
These my brothers for real.
Yeah.
When I was in Heather Glen, like, Tony was teaching me how to hoop and everything back then.
Yeah.
Me and Fire close. You know what I'm saying? I was around them when Fire had got shot and everything. Like, bro, these my guys, man. So it's just, and what people don't understand is, like, all of us were young off the porch. All of us have watched each other transform from the streets to responsible businessmen, family men, and you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I just, you know, I be wanting to celebrate people that have actually made that change too. It ain't just me. Yeah. You know, that's what I want to highlight. It's a lot of people just like me. Don't just think it's me. Yeah. It's other people in the community just like me that used to be, you know, out there, and now we done changed. So if we can do it, you can too. You know what I'm saying?
I love seeing it, man. Seeing older brothers, man, just being able to grow old, man, being able to just develop more wisdom, pouring more life into themselves, their families, being able to, you know, take care of themselves and just do whatever they love. But, like, you know, I'm all for seeing brothers, like, happy and in peace, for sure. Yeah, man. So what's your take on Houston, man? Like, Houston from back then to now, like, do you feel like Houston has evolved in a good way or in a bad way? Or went down in the bag. That's what I'm saying.
It's still the same.
Still the same. Yeah. Just
You know
different generations.
Yeah, it's still the same. I'm not just going. Yeah, it's more killing now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? With this generation, but it was killing then too. So I'm not just gonna ride down.
Yeah.
But as far as Houston is saturated with out of towners. Mm-hmm. Not saying that's a bad thing, but it's so many people moving to Houston that it seems like our culture, the Houston culture, is not getting, like, it ain't like how it used to be.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, and I understand if that's so, you know what I'm saying? Because time bring about change. Yeah. But for the most part, man, the city is growing.
Yeah.
And I love to see everybody doing good. Like, for me, we up, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
People getting their money, you know what I'm saying? Besides all the killing and stuff like that, man, I think Houston is moving into a good direction. You know what I'm saying? I feel like we need to support each other more.
Yeah.
And people don't understand that. Like, you can go platinum in Houston. We have that many people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, and like OTB Fast Lane, right?
Yeah. Hard.
First of all, shout out to Bone and Shop. Them two brothers don't get the recognition they deserve, bro. You know what I'm saying? I grew up with them too. I've seen they struggle.
Yeah.
Like, bro, these some real genuine men, bro.
Yeah.
They put their hard-earned money. Niggas, bro, ain't nobody independent came out the city and done it like Lane.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Every time he dropped, fuck the other cities.
Yeah.
We need to be behind him.
Yeah.
Bro, this nigga ain't failed this not one time. But because he's from the city and some motherfuckers feel a certain type of way,
yeah.
he don't get that support like he should. Not saying that he don't,
yeah.
but man, every time he drop, it ought to be through the roof.
Yeah.
It ought to be through the roof to the point where he can say, man, fuck these other labels, man.
Yeah.
Houston got us. You know what I'm saying? But what we'll do is we'll let another artist that ain't even from here, that ain't grow up with you, that don't fuck with you like that, they'll come down here and then we'll dick ride them and blow them niggas up.
Yeah. And then with Houston, we ain't talking about everybody, but Houston, it seems like with certain artists, they ain't gonna fuck with you until they see, like you say, other cities or other rappers from other, you know what I'm saying, areas fuck with them. Yeah. They ain't gonna fuck with you till you blow. But there was a point in time where you could do 500, you could sell 100,000, or you can go gold or go platinum out your trunk.
In the city?
Yeah, in the city. Like, you seen Slim done it, you seen Paul Wall, Camille, all them, they, you know what I'm saying? And they didn't, Mike Jones, they said Mike Jones did $1 million in Texas alone, went platinum in Texas alone. So it's like, we got to get back to that mindset. We got to support each other, man, because we all we got. Because I done been in other cities, you know what I'm saying? I done went to school in another state, and they look at us way different. You have some people that really got love for Houston, and then you got niggas that really be jealous of Houston.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
but either way, like they know we popping though.
Yeah,
you know
facts.
what I'm saying?
Yeah. So we gotta, I ain't like, we do gotta come together and just set the bar high. And I feel like this is the problem with certain rappers in Houston. And I feel like it's been going on probably since I was a kid. Once our rappers get to a certain level, they get comfortable. Once they make a certain amount of money, or they first album or two go platinum or gold, they get comfortable and they just chill and just fall out the radar.
I don't think they get comfortable. Their ego get too goddamn big.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? See, motherfuckers don't understand why Slim's still winning.
Yeah.
Dawg, the nigga gave you niggas the motherfucking formula.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Bro, that nigga went with Pharrell, learned the goddamn game, and came back down here. But see, this is what people don't understand. Why that nigga can still sell records till this day.
Yeah.
A lot of rappers, it ain't that they get the money and they get comfortable, their ego get in the way. Yeah. They feel like, oh man, I'm bigger than life and I ain't gotta do this no more. This nigga Slim, you can still touch him. Mm-hmm. You get what I'm saying? He's still connected to the people that put him on. Mm-hmm. So, bro, as long as you have that connection, they like a cult behind him. Yeah. They like family with Slim. Yeah. So if he drop, he don't need nobody else. He got the people that support him. You know what I'm saying? So, like, for all these up and coming artists, man, like, don't switch up on the people that's been there with you. You know what I'm saying? You get your little song, your song start buzzing. Now you feel like you too good to do songs with niggas in the hood or the up and coming. Nigga, you up and coming.
Yeah.
And then the moment you flop, you gotta come right back down there and eat that humble pie. You know what I'm saying?
No, facts. Cause when Slim left for real and became, independent, that Boss Hog Outlaw era was.
Say, man, Slim is gonna be rich forever. Slim's kid is gonna be rich. His kids.
Yeah.
You want me to tell you why, bro?
Why?
Because he did it his way.
Yeah.
It's a bunch of artists. I'm not knocking nobody. I'm gonna tell you something else too. Watch Lane.
Yeah.
Watch Lane. The reason I said that, bro, he's smart. Like, that nigga's one of them niggas that, like, really study the game and, like, bro, this nigga is immersed in this shit, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So he done went with the majors, got the game. His big dog is who? Slim.
Yeah.
Watch what he do on the independent level. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And he's humble.
No,
He's
facts.
humble, bro. This nigga, ain't no nigga out here rapping, bro, can drop like Lane drop.
Yeah.
And they go every time. And you can still touch Lane.
Yeah.
He still, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's the formula. You still have to be able to be connected to the people that got you where you was going, man.
Yeah. Facts. And then Lane, I could say for sure, as far as him being a young rapper, cause the older rappers, they can naturally like just sell out a show in Houston, pack out of shows, the Slims, the Kikis, you know what I'm saying, OGs. Lane can pack out every club he go to, like, and have motherfuckers singing his songs word for word.
Say, man, listen to me, bro.
Yeah.
Listen to me, bro. Lane is one of the only up and coming artists that can do a whole hour by himself. He can headline. I'm talking about he can do a whole concert, no opening acts, and they gonna know every song word for word, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's major.
Nah, for shit show. Facts. So, man, you've been doing this for less than a year. And you just surpassed, you know what I'm saying, some people that's been doing it for years. How does that make you feel? You know what I'm saying? Been doing it for less than a year. I looked you up, did research. In total, you did over 880,000 views, man. How does that make you feel?
On what?
On YouTube.
Oh, it makes me, it makes me feel good. Yeah. See, being honest, I'm truly humbled by it.
Yeah.
But I don't, it ain't like, how some niggas be chasing the numbers?
Yeah.
I don't be chasing the numbers. You know what I'm saying? I'm more the people in the comments.
The quality.
Hey, man, bro, what you just said really got me through. Yeah. Man, I didn't understand this, but now I understand. That's it. Yeah. That's what my thing be. Like, because once we start changing the way that we think, nothing changes until you change the way that you think. If you think something is all right, there's no need to change it. Even though it's not right, if you think it's all right, you ain't got to change it. If you feel like you can tell your child, hey man, clean up your room. But if he feel like his room is clean, you can go and see, you know what I'm saying? It ain't right. And until you change the way that you think, nothing else is going to change. So,
all right, boom. So, you know what I'm saying? Your podcast, you doing your thing. Man, you touching a lot of people. And, I know you at a place in life where, you at peace and you just grind, you trying to become a better version of yourself every day. So what's next?
Dropping these TVs, man.
Yeah.
Like, there's never been a black-owned TV company ever in the world.
Yeah, facts.
I got my TVs dropping. I'm relaunching my clothing brand. Everything that I make is good quality. Like, I'm not just going to a company getting a T-shirt, just like this T-shirt. This is everything that I got on is my brand. You know what I'm saying?
Zoom in, man.
Everything that I got on is my brand.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? Jeans, everything, cologne. Yeah, man. Whenever I make products, everything is cut and sew. I pick the fabric, all of that, man.
Yeah.
I believe that for you to get the effectiveness of what it is that you try to get, you have to be able to match the people that you're in competition with. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man, that's what I got going on right now. Of course, the podcast, we working, dropping more interviews, content that you can really take something away from. You know what I'm saying? It ain't just talking about the nonsense and the mess. You know, you really gonna be able to take something away from the content.
Yes, sir.
So yeah, that's what I got going.
Okay, and I got two more questions for you.
Go ahead.
So it's one important word, and it's part of my brand, networking. So how important is networking? What does networking mean to you?
Networking is that's how you build success.
Yeah.
Whether people understand it or not, networking is very, very, very important.
Yeah.
See, God can, but the way that he works is he ain't gonna come from the sky or whatever. You know what I'm saying? He uses people. You know what I'm saying? So he places people in your life that'll help you, that'll change your life. That's why you have to be able to recognize the people that God placed in your life. Networking is very important because what you don't know, it might be somebody that's just, they have all the connections that you need. You know what I'm saying? And it's all about just meeting that one person. So it's important, man.
Nah, for sure. And man, before we head out, man, is there anything you want to tell the people, man? You tell your people? Yeah,
man, I appreciate y'all for supporting me. I appreciate y'all for listening. This was my first interview that I really did where I was able to tell my whole story. You know what I'm saying? Network the streets. You know what I'm saying? Networking the streets. Bro, what you doing is dope. You know what I'm saying? What you doing is dope. Like, your personality is dope. The questions that you ask is dope. You different. You know what I'm saying? You not like the regular young guy. You got an old soul, man. And I appreciate you for having me.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? If you want to follow me on any one of my podcasts, it's Official ADP Podcast on Instagram. Official ADP Podcast on TikTok. ADP Podcast on YouTube. And my clothing brand is Michael Miriam Co. Everything together. I appreciate y'all for supporting and just listening to me, man. Again, thank you though, bro.
Nah, thank you. Pleasure to have you, for sure. There y'all have it, man. Another great classic episode on Networking the Streets, man. Y'all be easy. Peace.